ChatGPT getting in trouble at work. Job anxiety and people pleasing. I want people to like me, people pleasing, and I have fear of unemployment. So I feel very anxious when my boss is angry and upset with me, regardless of whether I made a mistake. It's understandable to want to be liked by others and to have a fear of losing your job. However, it's important to recognize that you can't control how others feel or behave towards you, and it's natural to make mistakes at work. It might be helpful to focus on doing your best and being accountable for your actions, rather than constantly trying to please others. Additionally, developing coping mechanisms for anxiety, such as deep breathing or mindfulness, can help manage your stress levels when dealing with difficult situations at work. How can I focus on doing my best and being accountable for your actions at work, rather than constantly trying to please others? Here are some strategies that can help you shift your focus from people pleasing to doing your best and being accountable for your actions at work. Clarify your priorities and goals. Identify what is most important to you in your job and what goals you want to achieve. This can help you focus on what you need to do to be successful, rather than constantly seeking approval from others. Set realistic expectations. Recognize that you can't please everyone all the time. Instead, focus on setting realistic expectations for yourself and communicate those expectations with your boss or colleagues. This can help you avoid overcommitting and feeling overwhelmed. Practice assertiveness. Learn to express your needs and opinions in a clear, respectful manner. This can help you build confidence in your abilities and establish healthy boundaries with others. Accept constructive feedback. Accepting constructive feedback from others can help you learn and grow. Try to view feedback as an opportunity for improvement, rather than a personal criticism. Practice self-compassion. Be kind and compassionate towards yourself, even when things don't go as planned. Remember that making mistakes is a natural part of learning and growing. By focusing on your own goals and priorities, setting realistic expectations, practicing assertiveness, accepting constructive feedback, and practicing self-compassion, you can shift your focus from people-pleasing to doing your best and being accountable for your actions at work. Why can self-compassion help me to try my best and be accountable, and how can that reduce anxiety? Self-compassion can help you try your best and be accountable by reducing self-criticism and promoting self-awareness. When you approach yourself with kindness and understanding, you create a safe environment for yourself to learn, grow, and take responsibility for your actions. Self-compassion helps you to acknowledge your mistakes, take ownership of them, and learn from them. It also helps you to accept that making mistakes is a natural part of the learning process. When you practice self-compassion, you also reduce anxiety because you are not constantly judging and criticizing yourself. Self-criticism can be a major source of anxiety, as it creates a cycle of negative thoughts and feelings that can be difficult to break. By approaching yourself with compassion, you can break this cycle and create a more positive and supportive mindset. Additionally, self-compassion can help you to regulate your emotions and reduce stress. When you are kind and supportive towards yourself, you activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps to counteract the effects of stress on the body. This can help to reduce anxiety and promote feelings of calm and relaxation. Overall, practicing self-compassion can help you to approach your work with a more positive and constructive mindset, which can lead to increased productivity and reduced anxiety. I suppose that setting goals can drive a sense of inner reward and with less worry about other people's thoughts and actions, but I feel like helping my boss get what they want, which might change from day to day, is why they pay me. It's important to recognize that while helping your boss achieve their goals is part of your job, it's also important to set boundaries and prioritize your own goals and needs. You can do this by having open and honest communication with your boss about your workload, priorities, and capacity. Setting goals for yourself can help you stay focused and motivated, and can give you a sense of purpose and direction in your work. It's important to align your goals with the overall objectives of the organization, but you should also make sure that they reflect your own values and interests. When setting goals, it's important to make them specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Smart. This will help you to stay accountable and track your progress. By focusing on your own goals and priorities, you can reduce your anxiety about other people's thoughts and actions. While it's important to be responsive to your boss's needs, it's also important to recognize that you can't control everything, and that it's natural to make mistakes and face unexpected challenges. By practicing self-compassion and focusing on your own goals, you can build resilience and cope with stress more effectively. You mentioned the benefits of clear communication. I would have enough of my boss's time to come up with a clear action plan, but as I try to take on more responsibility, it's not always clear how far I should go by myself. It's important to communicate with your boss regularly to clarify expectations and ensure that you are aligned with their goals and priorities. While it's not always possible to have your boss's full attention, you can make the most of the time you do have by being prepared and organized. One strategy is to schedule regular check-ins with your boss to discuss your progress and get feedback on your work. This can help you to stay on track and ensure that you are meeting your boss's expectations. You can also use these check-ins to clarify any ambiguities and get guidance on how far you should go on your own. Another strategy is to proactively take initiative and demonstrate your capabilities. This can help you to build trust and credibility with your boss, and can give you more leeway to take on additional responsibility. However, it's important to make sure that you are not overstepping your bounds or taking on too much at once. If you are unsure about how much responsibility you should take on, you can always check in with your boss to get their input and guidance. Overall, clear communication and regular check-ins with your boss can help you to navigate your responsibilities and ensure that you are aligned with their goals and priorities. By being proactive, organized, and receptive to feedback, you can build a strong working relationship with your boss and achieve success in your role. You talked about accepting feedback or constructive criticism as a way to grow. However, the feedback that causes anxiety tends to be reprimand, like, "It is absolutely urgent that you always do this and never do that," which induces anxiety for me. It's understandable that receiving reprimands from your boss can be anxiety-provoking. However, it's important to recognize that reprimands are a natural part of the feedback process, and they can be an opportunity for growth and improvement. When you receive a reprimand from your boss, it's important to try to remain calm and objective. Take a deep breath and try to listen to their feedback without becoming defensive or emotional. Ask for specific examples or details to help you understand exactly what you need to do differently. Once you have a clear understanding of the feedback, you can take action to address the issue. This might involve developing a plan to improve your performance or seeking additional support or training. It's also important to recognize that mistakes and reprimands are a natural part of the learning process. No one is perfect, and it's normal to make mistakes and face challenges along the way. By approaching feedback with a growth mindset and a willingness to learn, you can turn these challenges into opportunities for growth and improvement. Overall, while reprimands can be anxiety-provoking, they can also be an important opportunity for growth and improvement. By remaining calm and objective, seeking clarification, and taking action to address the feedback, you can turn reprimands into opportunities for personal and professional development. How else can I perceive the benefit of feedback as an opportunity for improvement, especially when I try to stay calm but I feel like it might be too much stress for me to learn and grow well? It's important to recognize that feedback, while valuable, can be stressful and challenging to receive. However, there are a few things you can do to help you perceive the benefits of feedback as an opportunity for improvement. First, it's important to approach feedback with a growth mindset. This means recognizing that mistakes and challenges are a natural part of the learning process, and that you have the capacity to learn and grow from them. By embracing a growth mindset, you can shift your focus from the anxiety of the feedback to the potential for improvement. Second, it's important to practice self-compassion. This means being kind and understanding with yourself, and recognizing that making mistakes and facing challenges is a natural part of the learning process. By practicing self-compassion, you can reduce the stress and anxiety associated with feedback and create a more supportive environment for your own growth and development. Third, it's important to seek out support and resources to help you learn and grow. This might involve seeking feedback from a trusted colleague or mentor, or seeking out additional training or resources to help you improve your skills. By taking an active role in your own learning and growth, you can create a sense of ownership and agency that can help to reduce the stress associated with feedback. Overall, it's important to recognize that feedback can be challenging and stressful, but it's also an important opportunity for growth and improvement. By approaching feedback with a growth mindset, practicing self-compassion, and seeking out support and resources, you can turn feedback into a positive force for your own personal and professional development. Possibly supports like developing rapport or even mentorship with someone else in the organization? Yes, developing rapport with colleagues or seeking out mentorship from someone in the organization can be a valuable way to support your growth and development. Building strong relationships with colleagues can create a supportive environment where you feel comfortable seeking feedback and guidance. It can also provide you with a sense of belonging and help to reduce the stress associated with receiving feedback. Mentorship is another valuable way to support your growth and development. A mentor can provide you with guidance and feedback, help you to identify areas for improvement, and provide you with insights into the culture and expectations of the organization. They can also offer perspective and advice based on their own experiences, which can be valuable in helping you to navigate the challenges of your role. Whether you are seeking out a colleague or a mentor, it's important to approach the relationship with an open mind and a willingness to learn. Be clear about what you hope to gain from the relationship, and be open to feedback and guidance. By building strong relationships with colleagues and seeking out mentorship, you can create a supportive environment for your own growth and development. Can you expand a little more on the role of assertiveness, clarity, and preparation in avoiding the downsides of agreeableness and becoming more accountable? Certainly. Assertiveness, clarity, and preparation can play an important role in helping you to avoid the downsides of agreeableness and become more accountable in your work. Assertiveness involves being clear and direct about your own needs and boundaries, while still respecting the needs and boundaries of others. By being assertive, you can avoid the tendency to always say yes to requests and demands, even when it's not in your best interest. This can help you to set clear expectations and boundaries with your boss and colleagues, which can reduce the potential for misunderstandings and conflicts down the road. Clarity involves being clear and specific about your goals and expectations, as well as the goals and expectations of your boss and colleagues. By being clear and specific, you can avoid the tendency to try to please everyone and avoid conflict by being vague or unclear. This can help to ensure that everyone is on the same page, and can help to reduce the potential for misunderstandings and conflicts. Preparation involves taking the time to plan and prepare for your work, so that you can be confident in your abilities and feel more in control of your work. By being prepared, you can avoid the tendency to rely on others to guide you or make decisions for you, which can lead to a sense of learned helplessness. This can help to ensure that you are more accountable for your own work, and can help to reduce the potential for anxiety and stress associated with feeling out of control. By incorporating these 3 factors into your approach to work, you can avoid the downsides of agreeableness, become more accountable for your own work, and feel more in control of your own growth and development. What are some of the shadow sides of agreeableness more generally, as a personality type, with examples? As with any personality trait, agreeableness has both positive and negative aspects, which are sometimes referred to as the light and shadow sides of the trait. Some potential shadow sides of agreeableness include difficulty asserting oneself. As we discussed earlier, individuals high in agreeableness may struggle to assert themselves and may find it difficult to say no to requests or demands from others. While this can be seen as a positive trait in many contexts, it can lead to a lack of assertiveness and a tendency to avoid conflict or confrontation, which can lead to problems in personal and professional relationships. Overly trusting. People high in agreeableness may also be more trusting of others and may be more susceptible to manipulation or exploitation. They may be less likely to question the motives of others or to be skeptical of promises or assurances. This can leave them vulnerable to being taken advantage of or being drawn into situations that are not in their best interest. Difficulty making decisions. Individuals high in agreeableness may also struggle with decision making, as they may be overly concerned with the impact of their decisions on others. They may find it difficult to prioritize their own needs or to make choices that may conflict with the desires of others. This can lead to a lack of decisiveness and a tendency to procrastinate or avoid making decisions altogether. Difficulty receiving criticism. People high in agreeableness may also struggle with receiving criticism or feedback, as they may be more sensitive to the impact of their behavior on others. They may take criticism personally or feel that they are being attacked, which can lead to defensiveness or a reluctance to seek out feedback in the first place. Difficulty setting boundaries. Finally, individuals high in agreeableness may struggle to set clear boundaries with others. They may find it difficult to say no or to communicate their own needs and desires, which can lead to resentment or frustration over time. While agreeableness can be a positive trait in many ways, it's important to recognize these potential shadow sides of the trait and to work to address them in order to become a more well-rounded and effective person. Can you provide a lengthy list of short statements summarizing key takeaways or action steps to address anxiety from reprimand at work? Certainly. Here are some key takeaways and action steps that may help you address anxiety from reprimand at work. Recognize that feedback is an opportunity for growth and improvement, and try to approach it with an open mind. Practice self-compassion and remember that making mistakes is a normal part of the learning process. Focus on what you can control and take responsibility for your actions, rather than worrying about things that are outside of your control. Use clear communication and assertiveness to ensure that you understand what is expected of you and to set clear boundaries and expectations for others. Prepare in advance for difficult conversations or feedback sessions by reviewing your goals and identifying areas where you may need to improve. Seek out support from mentors, colleagues, or friends who can provide you with constructive feedback and advice. Try to reframe reprimands or criticism as an opportunity to learn and improve, rather than as a personal attack. Practice stress reduction techniques such as mindfulness, meditation, or deep breathing to help manage feelings of anxiety. Set realistic goals and priorities for yourself and work towards them in a methodical and organized manner. Consider seeking professional help from a therapist or counselor if you continue to struggle with anxiety or find it difficult to manage your emotions in the workplace. Can you summarize each of these points in 3 to 5 words each? Sure. Here's a brief summary of each point in 3 to 5 words. Feedback equals growth opportunity. Practice self-compassion. Focus on what's controllable. Use clear communication/assertiveness. Prepare for difficult conversations. Seek out support. Reframe criticism as learning opportunity. Practice stress reduction techniques. Set realistic goals/priorities. Consider seeking professional help. ChatGPT